Not even a week later, a mob stormed the Bastille on July 14, 1789, the day France still celebrates as its Independence Day. The Bastille was a medieval armory, a fortress built in the late 1300s by Charles V of France and used as a political prison, where at the time just 7 dissidents were locked up since the place was so old and decrepit it was supposed to be demolished. But the Bastille was seen as the royal authority in the center of Paris and a symbol of the king's tyranny. The people of France, especially in Paris, were all fired up with the ideals of liberty and equality, but because the economy was so bad and people were starving, mobs were raiding various properties around Paris owned by the clergy and nobles, where food and arms were stored. So Paris was a hotbed of social unrest and violent chaos. The Marquis de Lafayette, the same French military officer who had helped the Americans win their revolution, was asked by the National Assembly to recruit nearly 50,000 men to form a so-called bourgeois militia to restore order. This group became known as the National Guard of Paris. They're the group that took up the tricolor French flag of red, white, and blue. So on July 14th, a mob of about 1,000 insurgents overran the Bastille and after 4 hours of heavy fighting against the prison guards, seized control and freed the 7 inmates. Nearly 100 people died. The king called off all the mostly foreign troops he'd amassed around Paris and sent them back to the frontier, while Lafayette took command of the National Guard to restore order. The Bastille was demolished finally over the next 5 months, and Lafayette gave the Bastille's heavy 1-pound key to George Washington in 1790. It's now on display at Mount Vernon, Washington's estate in Virginia.